I don't know how many times I've been through this, not to mention what his medical necessities were going to be at school. Okay, he has a trach, he has a G button. Okay, RNs can't suction him, has to be a respiratory therapist. So he needs to have both of those here at all times. I was going to supply a nurse, but you know, you give. You guys don't give anything, you know. I've tried, I take off time from work to deal with this crap. And now here we are, almost 367 days later, my son's still not in school because of this district. I got threatened yesterday in the meeting, y'all were there, that if I didn't come here today, I was risking myself a CPS investigation.
Can I excuse myself and get a piece of paper so I can write down exactly what you want me to do in my classroom and stuff?
Right, and I can give you that paper.
I mean, I was just told that needed to be a doctor's order, correct? So writing down on that piece of paper really isn't going to help anything.
Well, but it'll help me know, you know, some of your
requests
and stuff, and how
there's really nothing that the teacher's medically trained to do for him medically.
No.
And so we need to clear that first before he's ever in school, because as of today, he really can't come in here. Because you guys, for one, my nurses don't work as translators, and my nurse can come here every day, but she's not going to be the one who's doing all the care. You guys can now hire out your own certain people. Like I told Steve, if he wanted to transfer me over to Mountain View, I'd be glad to provide all the medical necessities needed. But he doesn't want to do this. He wants to be an asshole. I'll play along.
Okay, I just want to set the parameters for us meeting together, and that is we're going to keep civil language.
Okay. Well,
no profanity.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
We're going to do our best to meet the needs of Heath, just like we do all the other students here at Mesa.
Okay, but today you can't meet his needs. So I need you to write out a letter that states that today, medically, we could not do anything. Nor do we have an IEP ready. Nor do we have a classroom or a time or a schedule for him.
Right.
Because that's true, right? Am I lying about this? Am I lying about any of this? I need to start having documentation because I'm tired of being lied to by the district.
I have a classroom schedule that we would follow, and that's on my board. And so he would follow that with all the other kids. So that's posted in my room.
Okay, what about therapies? He's supposed to have therapies in school during the day also, and that is another thing that isn't been done or talked about. So again,
so I never heard anything about
I know. This
therapies.
is supposed to be something that was already taken care of. And do you see why I've been trying to do the right thing? And now look, everybody's got their hands in their pockets going, well, I don't know what to do.
That's why we have to continue on with the process to get the IEP established.
And I tried. And you
and
see
so
the
that's
resistance
what,
I get every time.
That's what we would like to do is continue with the process.
Medical records.
You know,
and permission.
I'm going to go get Dan. I'm going to get our speech therapist in here, so you can meet him and talk with him. And
But we don't even know if he's going to see the speech therapist. Supposedly she or somebody else is supposed to be the speech therapist. It's
I'm
you.
not the speech therapist. I'm the teacher for hearing.
But is he in sign language? Does he know sign language? The speech therapist?
No.
Okay, see, somebody's going to have to be here to translate sign.
Yeah, and
nobody's going to be here as a translator.
He usually sees kids in my room and works with them in my room. So, you know.
Again, does he have sign language?
And we would be putting
somebody.
in place
I understand, but somebody's
evaluation.
gonna have to be able to
and they
understand
would.
what
If
he's
that's
saying,
his
and
need
nobody
of
here
mode
does.
of communication, that would be complete. We do individually based on what the students' needs are. So in order to find out what the students' needs are, we need to continue the process and do evaluations.
Okay, and like you don't understand, because you weren't here last year. I've been trying to go through this process for 367 days. And I did get a hold of the Colorado Department of Education, and we will be going to mediation again over this.
But in the best interest of everyone,
the District 50. Let's get that clear. Not for Heath, because it's not.
Our nurse is scheduled to come here, and so I'm not sure, she'll be here maybe around 9.
Does she have a degree in...
We can check with her what her credentials are.
Oh, okay, and I'll need to have that proved to me, too.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll give you all the medical records you need from a doctor, but I'm also going to have to see the same credentials that they're saying that they can do something. I have to see the proper credentials.
Sure.
Just as if it was a hospital hiring somebody or anybody to take care of him. Because if one of your nurses go and put scar tissue in his lungs, you guys are responsible for your irresponsibilities. So if somebody wants to take on something that's not really their job, you know, we'll
No, I
start
mean,
getting
only
a lot of
someone
people
who's
involved.
qualified to clear the trach will be clearing the trach.
And then, okay, so
And
like I said,
we
he
do have
can
people-
plug at any point in time. So they have to be here all the time because that nurse can't take his trach out and replace it, and she can't suction it. So just so you guys know that.
Okay, you know, and just like I said earlier, you know, the last I had thought was going to happen was that Becky was going to come and meet with our school nurse around 9 o'clock today.
Nope, she's got 3 other kids that are going to school right now that she's putting in school in a district that places them and gives them what they need. Even though that we live in District 50. You know, they're all in District 12. So, yeah, she's taking care of that over there. I'm his father. I'm taking care of this.
Okay.
So we need to figure it out with me because
Okay, no,
I'm
that's
the
fine.
guy who signs the paper.
Right. No, that's fine, and our nurse will be here. So if you just want to wait, and
I don't want to wait. I've wasted enough time. I want you to prove that she's got the credentials and that you guys are going to have somebody here who's actually can suction.
Well, we'll need, you know, like
And I want a
said, when
letter
she
stating that I
comes-
was here today and you guys were not prepared medically for him to be here. And I'm going to come here every single day until you guys can prove that you're medically ready for me. And then we'll put him in here.
Okay.
But every day I'm going to need a letter stating that, again, we're not ready to go to school because of the district.
Well, we still, you know, we didn't, you know, we still need to see, you know, his medical report. We need to get permission. You
See,
know,
I haven't been asked for any of this stuff. All I've been is denied
And
everything
so,
that I've asked
you know,
for.
our process is, you know, is when we have families with medical needs, they meet with our school nurse. And so the appointment was set up, I believe, for later this morning.
And I
She
met your
will
school
be
nurse
here.
last year too, and she wasn't a respiratory therapist. So if she's the same nurse from last year, I'm sure she doesn't have the credentials to
Well,
suction.
we'll wait and see, because I can't speak for her.
I'm not gonna wait because I gotta go to work. You guys are not ready for him. So I need you to write me a letter stating that I showed up today and you guys weren't medically ready for him to be here. Regardless of whether you didn't do your due diligence with the proper paperwork from me, it's not my problem. Because you know what? Since the day these doors opened, we've been telling you that we need to get him into school and go through it all the same. That's why I went and sat down with Steve yesterday. That was told to me that that was going to be an IEP meeting, regardless of what all you were told. So again, more lies to me, and I was threatened yesterday. Today we're here, and you guys aren't ready for it. So I need a letter.
Well,
with
we are
the
ready,
with-
because
no,
you
you're
know,
not.
we did set up an appointment with our school nurse for around 9 o'clock.
And who told me that?
I was
Yeah,
given
it's
that
7:30
information.
last night. Somebody told me that on a message. So
So then you were
maybe
informed last
24
night.
hours would be better than 10 and a half. 11 hours worth of notice. And so like I said, if you guys can give me a letter stating that you aren't ready, and then you can send me a packet of the stuff that you need for him medically so that you can prepare your school for him to be here, I will be glad to come back. But as of today, you're not ready for it. He
Well,
doesn't
we
have
are
a
ready.
classroom.
Our appointment was set up
Okay,
for around 9 o'clock
perfect.
this
Here you
morning
go.
with our school nurse.
Please send him to the classroom that he needs to be in. Please. Me and my nurse are leaving. So if you don't have what he needs, let me call CPS and let them know that a school is going to take my son without the proper medical necessities.
Well, what time were you told the appointment was set up?
I wasn't told there was. I was asked to call her back. There was no appointment. Nobody's told me about an appointment to sit and talk with your school nurse.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, I was under the impression
Like
she
I said,
was-
all I need is a letter stating that today you guys aren't medically ready for me. If you guys want to do proper things, give me 24 hours notice of the things that you're going to need and the meetings that I have to meet with people. And maybe this will work a little easier.
This is pretty standard, you know, for kids who come to
I
us
understand.
on IEPs.
Is
that
it
we-
normal that the first day of school that you got forced to come to that you guys aren't ready for him?
Well,
Yeah,
know,
right.
we-
That's not how it goes.
like
So
I said, you know,
again,
we need to set up. This is what we do. Not all kids
I understand.
with IEPs.
What I'm asking you for is not how you do it, and let's schedule it.
Okay.
Because I can't keep taking days off of work,
Okay.
days off of work, for
I'd
it to
be
end
happy
up like
to do
this. You
that.
guys don't
So,
understand that.
I'll call
Because
Mary.
you're at work.
I'll call Mary Ray Pacheco, who's our nurse, and we'll set up an appointment.
Okay, set up an appointment, but today I need a letter stating that I was here and you guys aren't medically ready for me yet.
Okay,
That way when CPS comes after me, when Steve calls in his investigation, I have proof.
Well,
So,
you know, the best,
easy enough.
you know, we're light years
All I'm
ahead
asking
of
for.
where we were last year
All
because,
I'm
you know, Heath
asking
is
for.
registered this
Okay,
year. and
he's
I
registered, I
can't
get
thank
that.
you enough for doing that.
But I need a letter stating today on your guys' school or district paper stating that I brought my son here today with all of his stuff and you guys aren't medically prepared for him.
Can I?
That's all I'm asking for. Why is that such a problem? If I was to take him with you today, just you and him, you can't take care of him. right?
Well, we don't have the right documentation.
Exactly.
That we
So
can
today,
from you,
because you guys didn't do your
From
due
you.
diligence to get the proper paperwork from me, we are not medically ready for Heath Lundeen to come to our school this morning. Please, can you do that on your
our
letterhead?
nurse is coming. No, I don't believe I can write that letter right now because our meeting is scheduled for later today with
And this is
the nurse.
obviously going to have to go back to the Colorado Department of Education. and have
So
to go
are
through
you willing to
mediation again.
proceed with the
I am.
proper
If you
protocol?
guys would do your due
Okay.
diligence and actually schedule
And then that way we can get the
something
best
instead of
needs
assuming
for
that when I come in here I'm going to sit around for 4 hours for you guys to do what you need to.
No, I mean she'll be here around 9, but let me just check.
I
your
won't
number.
be. I will
Is
be
it
at work.
303-523-4695?
Yes, it is. And again, I don't see how hard it is. I got enough proof. Everybody here isn't medically ready for my son to come to school today. And they will not give me something proving that. She can't take him to school. She has no medical license or respiratory license. These people will not do anything for my son, who needs an education. He say hi.
Can I ask a question?
I don't know. Does it relate to something that's going to be important to his
Yes.
education? Okay,
Yes.
what is it?
Okay. I know we need to work this medical part out, but so once that's worked out, we can move forward because his IEP's expired and we need to do an evaluation. Can we set up a time that we could proceed with the IEP evaluation?
Well, that would be better than blaming me for something that I didn't do, right?
If I go get the paperwork, could we set up, you give us permission to do the initial assessment, which is what we have to do.
That's the problem, though. Their initial assessment is disregarding everything that I say that he needs for education-wise.
Oh,
You're a part of the team.
You're
It's
a
not
part of the team.
disregarding.
and when we do
Yeah,
this,
I've heard that before.
no, well, this is how the team here usually does when a new kid comes in.
Mhm.
If the IEP is expired, then we have to do a new one.
Yeah, we're making a complete new one. We're not looking at the old one.
Yeah.
That's first gig because
So-
everybody's so hung up on what
Right,
that
and
says.
our
No,
team will
that's-
do their own evaluation and it'll be based on current information and you are part of the team.
And they-
We're
and they
mailing
have-
that out to you
And my
today.
question is, do they have medical degrees in knowing what is best for somebody who's got
And
a
you
facial
know,
paralysis?
that's part of this whole process, is we'll make that determination after reading
Okay, we
everything.
need to set that up. And
But
it,
we need to get your
I'm
permission.
willing to do that.
Okay,
But are you
great.
willing to state that today you're not prepared for my son to be here?
No.
But you're not.
Like I said, we had our nurse will come later and she'll help us, sort
But
through all the
again,
medical
today
stuff.
I was told to be here. That this
Right.
was his school to be here today by Steve. Again, are you guys ready to take him on medically?
I would have to go through the proper documentation and the process and make sure that we have all the right pieces in place,
But
the
you're
right
telling
medical
me
permissions from
you're ready.
from you and the doctor. I haven't seen any medical
Okay,
information
because
from you
why?
yet.
Because you guys haven't asked for it to be sent over.
Jeannie,
Correct.
I'm gonna go
Well,
get that
and that's
form.
part of,
Okay,
when we
great.
have
You
kids
tell
come in
me
on
when you have
IEPs,
one.
we meet with the
And-
family first,
Yeah, I'm gonna go get all
make
that.
all
Great,
determinations,
thank you.
get
So
everything
thank you.
lined up. And so this,
Yeah.
we wanted to schedule a
Okay,
meeting
so how
with
hard is
you.
it to say that today we weren't medically ready for Heath? You can even put that, hey, I didn't ask the parents for the proper documentation for to be presented on time.
Well, that was gonna be part of our meeting yesterday, but the meeting ended before
Yeah,
we got to that
because
point.
it goes the same way as it does every
Because
time, and it's
of lack-
probably my
Lack of
fault.
civility,
Uh-huh.
the meeting ended. And so I wanna start, like I said, I started off today
Mhm.
saying,
I'm
let's
not.
start
I can't
fresh.
forget everything that's happened. You guys just want to make it like you give me your guys' false smiles of, well, I'm a school principal. I just know
Let's
everything.
go use the potty.
I'm done. Let me know what I need to
hold
bring
on.
you.
We're gonna get that
No,
paper so
I'm
we
done.
can proceed.
I'm tired
in
of the
process.
attitudes. Send me the stuff. You have my email address. Let's do the process right. Let's
Right, and
stop
that's
doing
what we're
this ass
trying to
backwards,
do.
because that's exactly
No,
what's
that's
happening.
what we're
No,
trying to do.
because
We
those
have
paperwork
to-
should have been asked for me to bring to that meeting yesterday. Yesterday, that meeting was the same thing as it was last time. Steve's saying, you know what? We're not giving you anything you want. Now, y'all can sit here and you can look at me the way you are, but that's the way it is. And that's exactly the reason why it goes the way it does.
So
And
can
you all
we-
just have to do what Steve says because
Right.
he's your boss.
Can
Miss
we
And he's a
start the
jackass.
process so that way
Nope,
it's
there
not
went my
prolonging
language.
it
So just
anymore?
do me a favor.
Please, sir.
Give me the proper stuff. I got enough video.